I try to be a pretty darn positive person in my life, which that also extends to video games. I always try to look at the bright side of video games, even if it's a game that I didn't really like all that much. However, there are still definitely some video game purchase regrets that I have throughout a few of my collections, and you know, since this is like my second video back after a decent hiatus, we're changing the narrative. I'm gonna be mean, I'm gonna be brutal. I'm probably not, but I do want to talk about these specific gaming regrets. Hi everybody, my name's Alex, aka Quality, and welcome back to the channel. It's very warm, it's very sunny, it's a beautiful summer day, which is the perfect day to talk about your regrets. Now, when I look at my collections, I try not to have too many regrets because all of these games came to me in one way or another, and I think that's really special. However, there are a few that just when I look at them, I'm just like, why did I spend the money on this, or ask somebody else to spend the money on this for me if it was a Christmas present? So I kind of want to talk about those. I think they're very interesting. It's a video I've been seeing going around YouTube a little bit recently, so I figured, you know, why not throw my usually very positive, optimistic hat into the ring. Now, I did want to stay away from shovelware titles from my childhood because yes, obviously, if I were buying DS games today, I don't think I would pick up Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest, but I haven't. That's not necessarily a regret. It was maybe a regret at the time, but I want to pick a few games that are a little bit more popular in terms of their series or things like that. A little bit more mainline Nintendo in those aspects too. So that's what we're mainly focusing on. I could do a whole other video on shovelware games that I regret, but maybe if you guys want to see that, maybe I'll make a video on that too. But let's get started with one of the older games of my little pile that I have here. This is a DS game, and I actually picked this up somewhat recently, within the channel's history at the very least, and it seemed like a great idea at the time. It seemed like it was going to be a very good addition to my collection, and it's weird because I guess I am still glad that I have it in my collection, but I regret buying it when I did and paying as much for it as I did. And that is Super Princess Peach. Now, you all might remember, if you've been on the channel for a while, when I got this, picked it up, it was a relatively good price at that point in time. However, now this game fluctuates all the time in how actually expensive it is. And I could have paid $30 less. I think I paid $64 for this, which was not bad at the time because this game had been going for $100+. But the fact of the matter is, I didn't really like this game all that much when I played it. I think I talked about it in my most recent games completed in 2024 video. This game just really made me sad a lot of the time. There was some cute stuff in it. I actually really liked the art, the pixel art in it. I thought it was cute. The music was really nice, but the game itself was aggravating and a very disappointing experience. I just can't believe I paid a little bit more than I would on a brand new first party Nintendo Switch game to play Super Princess Peach. I know some people really love this game. I have friends that really love this game. So ultimately, while I don't regret having it in the collection, I regret spending that much money on it for a lackluster and disappointing experience. I won't be getting rid of this game, nor I will be getting rid of any of the games in this pile. They're all still a part of my collection, but yeah, I wish I would have waited on this one a little bit more, just to see if it could go down any lower than it was at the time. Next is another pretty obvious one. I talked about this recently in my 3DS collection video, and that is Paper Mario Sticker Star. Again, I picked this up initially so I could have another Paper Mario game, and as many know, this is not my favorite. I'm not a fan of this one. The only Paper Mario game I haven't played at this point in time is Color Splash, which I do have. I've heard is a little bit better than this, minus, again, some of the weird mechanic aspects, but this game was just so disappointing, and I don't think I paid for this game. I think my dad paid for this game, and I wasted 12 of my dad's finest dollars, and I feel terrible that it went to Sticker Star. I just feel so sad looking at it. Again, I talked about it recently, but one of the main things I hate about this game is just how underutilized the sticker mechanic is, or even misutilized, I guess is a better way of putting it. They don't let you have the creativity that I think this game really promoted initially with how you used your stickers, how you used your stickers in the world. They wanted you to use the stickers in this game in a very specific way, which just, you know, when you're going for that arts and crafty kind of feel, I feel like that's totally not it. I feel like you have to let the player have some amount of creativity with how they're utilizing these mechanics. Especially, I can't remember exactly what world it was in, but you had to use like a very specific sticker, even though logically there are different stickers that could have worked for this exact same situation, but it didn't. You had to get a specific sticker from a specific boss, I think, and it was not good. It was not good. Why would you do that? And of course, other things such as not really leveling up, there not really being a world to explore. You had levels, which was just, not a big fan. Again, positives, good soundtrack. That's kind of it. There's still a little bit of that Paper Mario writing charm in there, but not nearly as much as the other games. But yeah, definitely a regret picking this up. Again, it wasn't very expensive, but it wasn't my money, so I have the regrets of having somebody else buy this for me. Another one I talked about in that 3DS video is Zelda Triforce Heroes. So this is one that I kind of talked about in the video that I have regrets on this one because I never fully experienced it, and I had to go back and watch my Zelda tier list to see if I even talked about this game, and I didn't. It just was not on that tier list for some reason, so I find that really funny. It's very forgettable. I played it one Christmas with my cousins and then I never picked it up again. And it wasn't appealing to me without other people, but with them being the only other people I knew that had it, and we never had time to schedule it, it never felt like a good game to pick up. And even then, when we did play it, it didn't really hold our attention for that long. Like, I think especially because I had 4 Swords on my 3DS. I think it was a part of like one of the Zelda anniversaries that you got it on the 3DS for free, I'm pretty sure. I would rather have played that than Triforce Heroes. It also was tough because there's only 3 of them, which makes sense because it's the Triforce, but in my cousinly dynamic, it didn't work out quite that well. So I don't know. I don't think I'm ever gonna play this game again, is the other problem, because I can't play with people online. And I don't know anybody else in my near vicinity that has Triforce Heroes, so I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to play this game ever again. Did I have that foresight when I was 18 asking for this game for Christmas? No, but even then, it was very disappointing. Very, very, very disappointing. So I do regret having this one, because I just don't think I'll ever be able to experience any charm it might possess. Getting into some Wii U games, this one is definitely not gonna be a surprise. This one I bought as a meme when I was going through buying 3DS and Wii U games before the eShop closed, and I did play this on stream for my birthday this past year, and it was an experience. That's Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. So obviously this game is not good. I don't know anybody that likes this game. If you do, I want to know who you are. Not to berate you, but I want to know who hurt you, why you like this game. Please let me know. But so this game is not very fun. It tries to be this Mario Party situation, but definitely aimed at a younger audience, which is strange to me because Mario Party is very much so an all ages kind of game. It doesn't take a lot to understand what you have to do in Mario Party, but yeah, Amiibo Festival is not great. Not great. You had to have the Amiibos to roll the dice, but you also could only use a number of Amiibo. That you couldn't use every Animal Crossing Amiibo that ever came out. It was only like a set of them. There was a mode where you could use the cards, and I didn't get into that because one round of this 1 month of Amiibo Festival was enough for me. Just nothing happens in this game. Nothing happens at all in this game. There aren't really many games. There's just events that you witness and kind of have to make some like turnip decisions, but it doesn't even have the same feeling that buying and selling turnips in real Animal Crossing does. Nothing happens in this game. And I bought this game brand spanking new with the wrap in the box for $18. It came with both of the Amiibos, it came with the Amiibo cards, and I still regret spending $18 on this. I really, really, really do. It was a good meme to have. Like, the Amiibos are good to have, I guess. When I bought it, I kind of justified it because I was like, oh, well, 2 brand new Amiibos and 3 Amiibo cards, and then, hey, a bonus game. But even then, especially because I don't really collect Amiibo anymore, aside from the ones that I really want to get, having Isabelle and Digsby wasn't really worth it. So, I don't know. Sad times on the Wii U, for sure. It also sucks because my Wii U collection is already relatively small, and there are 2 Wii U games that I definitely regret buying. This one might come as a surprise to some people, because a lot of people really loved the original version of this game. People picked up the sequel on the Switch, but this is just a game I never got into, and again, I regret getting this game over other Wii U games that Christmas, and that's Super Mario Maker. I loved the creative aspect of it. I thought creating levels was gonna be such a cool thing, playing other people's levels. I played this game for 15 minutes and I never touched it again. Never, ever, ever touched it again. I do have the outer like cardboard box, which is pretty nice. So I have all of the little like the booklet and stuff. It was a cool little set, so I'm glad that I have that. But I think about what other games I could have got that Christmas instead of Mario Maker. Like, you know, I could have gotten Xenoblade Chronicles X initially. Well, maybe not, because that game was pretty hard to find. I think I did ask for it that Christmas that I got this. I could have gotten other Wii U games. Twilight Princess HD, were you out at that point in time? I can't remember. Regardless, there were other Wii U games I could have got over this. And yeah, I didn't play it at all. I know a lot of people actually like the original one better than 2, mainly because of the gamepad and the utilization of the gamepad. I don't think this is a bad game. I should have known I wasn't really gonna get into this. I should have referenced my Smash Bros. Stage builder creator experience, which is very minimal, but I didn't. I thought this was gonna be different and it wasn't. So this was unfortunately a Wii U regret for me. Now to get into 3 Switch games. 2 of these might be a little obvious. One I actually haven't played, but we're gonna start with the most obvious one that I think is a regret in a lot of people's Switch collections, Super Mario Party. Now that we are on the cusp of another Switch Mario Party with Mario Party Jamboree, which it looks pretty cool. Looks like we're going back to the original formula, more likely. I think Mario Party Superstars was a step in the right direction. Jamboree, it looks like we're kind of really getting into it. However, the one bewildering thing was they said Super Mario Party Jamboree is the title, and I was like, why would you want to be associated with this game ever again? It was not good. It was not good. It is not a great Mario Party. There were some aspects of it that were fine. Like, I'll be honest, the river mini game, that was pretty silly. That was a pretty silly game. However, the fact of the matter is, this game sucked for so long. It only got marginally better when they fixed the online capabilities. There's not really many interesting mini games in it. There's only 4 boards, and they're short, and they get so boring so fast. Now, don't get me wrong, I played a lot of Super Mario Party. However, especially with Mario Party Superstars, there's no reason for me to go back to this anymore. And even more so with Jamboree coming out, which hopefully is gonna be good. I'm never gonna play this Mario Party again because there's no fun to be had in it. It's just really boring. It's such a boring Mario Party. And yeah, I regret picking this up. Sure, it maybe gave 1 holiday season's worth of enjoyment, but after that, it tired out pretty quickly and I kind of just went back to playing Mario Kart or Smash. So yeah, the regrets were made in asking for this one. Now, this is one I haven't played and I kind of regret getting this game as well. I have a few friends that have played this and they didn't like it, but because of the series, that's why I wanted to pick it up, and that's Dragon Quest Treasures. So I love Dragon Quest XI. It was my first Dragon Quest game, fell in love with it, absolutely adored it. So when I saw that they were doing an Eric spin-off game, it seemed pretty cute. I was like, you know, I might as well give it a try. My Dragon Quest quota needs to be filled, and sure, I could go play some older games, or I could play this brand spanking new game. Every time I look at this on my backlog list, I have no desire to play it whatsoever. None. And part of it's because I've heard so many bad things about it, of just how boring it is, how very straightforward and tedious. I don't know. I don't know. I think the idea of having monsters in your party is super cool, but also now that I have Dragon Quest Monsters, I'm much more inclined to go ahead and play that, or to go play Dragon Quest Builders 2, because it seems like this is kind of a conglomeration between the 2 games with a huge treasure collecting aspect, which I just don't know if I want to play that. I don't mind collecting things in games. I just played Atelier Ryza, and I had a pretty good time with it once I kind of got into it, but this doesn't seem like it has a lot of the same incentives or the same things that you do with, like, treasures and collecting items, so I don't know. I don't know too much about this game, but I don't know when I'm going to get to this in my backlog because I have no desire to play it whatsoever. So this is definitely a regret. I think about a different game that could have been in its spot instead, and I think I would have played anything else before this. And finally, this one is a regret, not necessarily because it's a bad game or anything like that. It just really personally disappointed me because I was so excited for this game when they announced it. That is Nintendo Switch Sports. I am a big Wii Sports fan. I'm at that age of my life where I'm getting exceedingly nostalgic for the Wii, as I think a lot of us are, honestly. It was such a happy, familial time, I guess. And Wii Sports was a big part of that. So when they announced Nintendo Switch Sports, I was over the moon. I never thought I'd see the day where they do a Wii Sports sequel, aside from Resorts, obviously, but like, I was ecstatic. I was so excited. Even with the new characters and overall different aesthetic, I was really, really hopeful about this game. And I shouldn't have been. So I did the whole online test and I got so hyped for bowling and stuff. I think they picked the right games for the online test. It was bowling, sword fighting, and maybe tennis, I think. It was those three. And I was like, this is gonna be great. And then the rest of the sports came. Tennis and badminton, while fundamentally are different games, in Nintendo Switch Sports, they are the same game. There is very little difference. It might feel a little different, and I think maybe that's the direction they were trying to go. Like, oh, well, with the cool, like, 3D rumble, it's gonna feel a little different hitting a tennis racket versus a badminton racket. But, like, there was no difference. There was no difference whatsoever. Soccer, pretty cool. However, again, I think overall it was a relatively underutilized game. Bowling, you can't really screw up bowling, but even then it didn't have the same magic that Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort had. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. And then volleyball was also way too similar to tennis and badminton. You had 6 games and 3 of them were nearly identical. The other thing that really upset me too is there were only 6 games. Do you know how many games were in Wii Sports Resort? I don't even remember off the top of my head, but there was a lot of them. There was a lot of them. And this just felt like an absolute downgrade in comparison to Wii Sports Resort that came out 10 plus years ago, which is really disappointing. Sure, they added golf, they're adding basketball. Why are they adding basketball like 2 years after this game came out? This game has been almost dead since golf came out, so why are you adding basketball now? Like, don't get me wrong, I loved basketball in Wii Sports Resort, but it's just, one, it's a bigger problem with the overall Nintendo sports games free update situation, which is just baloney. It's just baloney. It's not even worth it. Just put more games in here initially when I spend all of that money. Please and thank you. It'd make my life so much easier. But it's just like, now there's no point in me going back to this. Even though I love basketball, I might as well just go play Wii Sports Resort where I can play basketball and, I don't know, play frisbee or something. Like, I regret hyping up and supporting this game so much because I was so excited and honestly kind of blinded by nostalgia, and then it just wasn't anything I wanted it to be, which was so disappointing. So this of the pile might be my biggest regret. I mean, but it's tricky because, again, it's not like I'm getting rid of this out of my collection by any stretch of the imagination, but it's definitely the most disappointing, I guess is the better way to put it. It's the most disappointing game of this entire pile. So there we go. But I will stop my Wii Sports, Switch Sports rant for now. Maybe I'll talk about it more because I have a lot of feelings on it. But those are 8 games that I definitely regret having picked up over the years. We have a decent variety. And yeah, every time I look at them, I just feel a little bit of sadness, a little bit of disappointment, I guess. And again, I'm not a very negative person, so it's more like these games have personally hurt me rather than I'm just like, oh, they're bad games. But yeah, I'm just a little sad. Anyways, that is going to do it for me. If you like this video, if you like this new negative quality, let me know. I've thought about maybe doing some more hot take kind of like videos in the future. Maybe, we'll see. I'm kind of bad at those because I don't like when people get mad at me, even though it's the internet, so everybody's bound to get mad at me at some point in time. But we'll see. If you'd want to see content like that, let me know. And also, if you like this specific video, maybe give it a thumbs up too. And if you're not subscribed, maybe subscribe. It would make me very happy. But anyways, everybody, that's gonna do it for me today. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Boop.